I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
What is going on here, number one? Engage!
I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
Slow to impulse speed. Stay calm, everyone. What is going on here, number one?
I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
Strange.
I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
I shouldn't be so confident.
I'm picking up an unusual disturbance in the nearby quadrant.
Stay calm, everyone. I shouldn't be so confident. Engage! On screen. What the hell is going on?
I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
Strange. Make it so. I don't know.
No response, sir.
Enlarge and identify.
In my opinion, sir, they're gibberish.
I'm picking up an unusual disturbance in the nearby quadrant.
Engage! Move to intercept.
I shouldn't be so confident. Slow to impulse speed. I would rather outthink them than outfight them. Slow to impulse speed.
Stay calm, everyone.
I shouldn't be so confident.
Let's investigate. Not good enough, damn it! Not good enough! Engage! Let's investigate. Engage! Slow to impulse speed.
I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
I would rather outthink them than outfight them.
I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
I don't know.
We must intervene.
Slow to impulse speed. What the hell is going on?
I'm picking up an unusual disturbance in the nearby quadrant.
On screen.
Make it so.
I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
I would rather outthink them than outfight them. Slow to impulse speed.
I'm Captain Picard.
They seem normal enough.
Stay calm, everyone.
Engage! Slow to impulse speed. I shouldn't be so confident. Enlarge and identify.
Stay calm, everyone.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live in Technicolor from the beautiful Hollywood Hills, California. The show where the total retail price of their advice is $0. This is Timelines Talk. Featuring guest stars, Metallica frontman, Oh My, It Stars and Garters. Also featuring, hey buddy, you're a tier 9. Look out, it's Automaton 2000. And now, from Spreadsheet City, here's your host, Captain Idol.
Yes, welcome ladies and gentlemen to another edition of Timelines Talks, the premium #1 show for all things Star Trek Timelines. I am here as always with my two co-hosts Automaton 2000 and Stars and Garters, and if we don't get to say it next week, which we probably won't, but Merry Christmas to everyone and everyone watching. This week we have a scheduling notice to start with. Next week we will not be on the air. We're taking a break for Christmas, so if you're expecting a show next week, there won't be one, but we'll still be around. You know, we'll be here to chat with. We'll have a few things to do in the new year. We'll be back on December the 30th. We'll be doing a bit of a breakdown of 2020, and sometime, a little teaser for you, but sometime in the early new year we might be having Wicked Realm games pen back on.
Add that to the supercut.
Yeah.
Now, I was going to mock you, Idol, because you forgot to do your opening spiel, but considering how well that went, I'm kind of glad you didn't. Love you!
No, it's fine. You keep it coming. Have you noticed how many guests we've had on lately when you've not been here?
We're the Three Stooges. You guys realize that, right?
Okay, so yeah, we won't be here next week, but we'll be back on. We'll be back on December the 30th. This week we will be having a bit of a Christmas special episode where we'll be talking about our wish list if we were to pick any Christmas crew from Star Trek, the history of Star Trek. We'll be talking about EV Suit Worf. Round of applause, he's here. What the faction? There is the event, this week's event, with only a single faction, which we had previously in the hybrid. And we now have a Twitter account. Yes, if anyone wants to follow on that spectrum of social media, please go and check out Timelines_Talks. Unfortunately, Timelines Talks was taken. So please come and follow us. We'll be doing updates, talking about crew there, and just generally retweeting a lot of Star Trek actors stuff. So it's quite fun.
Okay, question.
Go on.
I imagine you must have looked at that other Twitter account. What was it?
I didn't actually look. There wasn't a lot on there. I think the last post they had was about a year ago, so I didn't delve too deeply. But maybe I can throw a little notice in there saying, "Can I have the account, please?" But it's fine. We're Timelines_Talks.
And they're like,
that works.
I will release it for the price of 500 quatloos.
I can give you an EV Suit Worf, and that's it.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah.
Right, so this week's event, we had the weirdly Galaxy faction hybrid, which was a little bit uncontested. There seemed to be not as much enthusiasm to get the 1/500. Despite Saru's good stats, I definitely drifted up to the top ranks without... Well, I tried a bit too hard. I drifted higher than I think I got into 300 without realising it. But guys, how did you do in the event? How did you find this first iteration of Galaxy/faction?
It was odd. Like, I probably overcrafted in Galaxy. I think I did like 1,000 super rares, and I think I did a little bit extra. And I was like, oh man, I'm going to have to keep up with my factions because this is a pretty good crew. I imagine people are going to be going nuts for it. And I stayed in, the 200s for pretty much the entire time, and I didn't even run a single requisition shot. And I'm like, did everyone miss the notice? Does everyone think they're competing for Sahil? Does everyone think they're going for Booker this week? And it's like, Everyone seems to be aware it's Mira Saru, who's quite a good card, I guess.
Top 25 Voyager? No?
I-
Anyone?
Yeah, no, like a Mira Collection, one of the better crew in there. No, look, I guess I'll have him, but fine.
No.
Well, crew stats don't usually have a big influence. I feel like if it's a mega, scores a little higher, which didn't pan out in this case. And if it's been a long time since the last faction or the last
Oh, whoops,
whatever
sorry.
type.
Sorry. I pressed the wrong button. Carry on. Ignore that.
Are you playing with your Stream Deck again?
Yeah. No.
Please don't play with your Stream Deck.
Please carry on.
So I didn't go for him. I ended up pulling packs afterwards. I just went 130,000 for the purple crew in the faction half, but I feel like it's a little bit of game of chicken. People are like, well, how many points do I have to craft in Galaxy to get it? And it ended up that I think the other way around usually produces a few 100,000 more VPs. So it'll be interesting to see if they go back to it. And I wonder why they went with this order to begin with. A little variety is nice. Kept people guessing.
Yeah, no, because I think you guys mentioned in the last show this is the first time they've ever done this particular order, and it is a very different one because usually you get your faction out of the way and you've got your crew so you can start crafting in the second half. But here it's like, no, get your crew going now because you need to get those galaxy crafting nodes, and get the majority of your VP because I can't even imagine trying to make up the VP difference in a faction after a galaxy. That feels like it would be rough.
Definitely. Looking at the leaderboard, congratulations to SOS2, the fleet. Abagir, congratulations for getting number 1 with over 9 million points. A good achievement for the first one. I believe this is his first number 1 win in recent memory. I believe, Otto, you'd looked and you said he's got a few top 5s, but this is actually the first win. So congratulations for grabbing that. And looking at number 2, who was GT Met, it was easy at 4 million above, so that was a clear victory. Other names we've had a look. We've got 10F's very own Smock Teleheli at number 10. Congratulations. Woo. Sunke Siet, or I know I pronounced that terribly. Was on
Sunkatse Siete.
Sunkatse
How did you get that idly? You were saying it like it's a Seat brand car. Like what?
I do have a Seat. That's probably why.
Oh well, there you go. That explains everything.
Data calls
They were in
own...
chat last week, so you double butchered them.
I've not been well lately. Have I told you that? No, anyway. Number 30, Temporal Agent 7, Data Call's own, bringing representation there. There's a couple from your fleet as well, wasn't there, Otto?
Yeah, 2 from Ground Birds of Prey, 25th and 27th. And that would be Spocklet Chips. Great name. He actually asked me before the show when we're live, so I hope he's watching now. And GBP Adams. So congrats, fellas.
Congratulations.
Spocklet Chips, a great name.
There are some fantastic names in this game. I think
it's not quite as good as Picard, but I'll allow it.
We have a very aggrieved Tsunkatse Siete in chat asking for your head idol.
It'll come, don't worry. I will make
honor.
reparations.
I love honor.
I haven't got the button up. I'll do it in a bit. Yes, so this week we're going to start with a little bit of an event feature. Now, who would you say your favourite crew is, Stars? Who's your favourite person in all of Star Trek?
It would be Worf.
Of course it would.
Big, strong, manly, handsome Worf.
And what is a card you've actually said to us on stream before you've thought, this would be it'd be great in the game, and I'd definitely gun for them?
That doesn't actually narrow it down because I think I've mentioned every possible permutation of Worf, including some non-canon ones. But I'm pretty sure you're driving at EV Suit Worf. The movie First Contact.
The elephant in the room was, of course, yes, EV Suit Worf. Now, you did go. There was a bit of a community poll with you and Otto and a few others joining in. We have a bit of a video to show you. This is Stars Pulls, which you did yesterday because you couldn't wait. So, you were so eager to get in there. So I will now play. This is about 11 minutes long. So if you want to grab a cup of tea and want to see some pulls, I will be playing that for you in a second. Let me just get my windows right. There we go. Okay, now I'm playing it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, after about an hour of testing settings, we are here to open Captain Hank McCoy's packs. You have a good feeling?
We are in search of one Worf. At least one. I will settle for many.
Wait, which one?
But I want at least one. That's Agent Sail, but he has to. It's like a magnetic field. It just attracts other
so
wolves.
Are we doing 6500s or are we doing 650s?
No, I don't know.
By the way, this is
That's 3 chances versus, I don't know, what, like 10,
This is
20, 30, how
WRG
many?
Ben's developer pack, who was very gracious to include Finn's favorite character. All right, let's just get started. Enough vamping.
All right, okay, come on.
Right in the door. Hit me.
Nope. Q. Oh, behold.
Oh.
Oh, frozen.
Eh.
In the interest
Take it from my boyfriend.
in the interest of time, I'm just gonna blow through. Well, we were just singing Blue
In the
Skies
interest of
before we
time.
started.
Yeah. Oh, God. All right,
You're gonna regret
all out the
that,
airlock.
Sally.
Dismissed.
That's Starfleet for get out.
Oh, Soup Picard.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good start.
Man, you get a lot of beholds.
Yeah, let's go for whoever. Come on.
Yeah, we do have the rest of the show to get to, so I'll let you airlock these hundreds and hundreds of cards later on.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You want me to experience your overflow. That's what you want.
Experience being.
That we can go all out.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. All right, come on.
I can't believe you let me back on your account after last time. This is a big mistake.
Yeah, no. If this goes badly, I can blame it on you.
Oh, I assume you don't need the purples. I didn't bother asking, but
No. I have all the purples here done.
oh, I should.
Oh,
Oh, a gold.
Oh.
Gold. Should we go with the Klingons? Summon more Klingons.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Worf's parents. Hello. If anyone's gonna bring Worf, it's got to be his parents, right?
No, I don't. I don't want them. No, you know what? Let's take Enterprise E Picard in honor of Ben.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
And he's from First Contact. He'll summon him.
This would be 2 gold Picards.
Yeah, come on.
All right.
Come on, luck of the Ben. Come on.
Oh, that's not good. But we could get another one.
Wait, what?
Oh. Okay,
This
well,
is quite
it's
the roller
fine.
coaster.
Yeah, no, I'm not happy about this. This is way too much. Come on. Oh. Come on. Please.
2 golds
Please.
already. You're not excited for this, are you, Stars?
Shut your goddamn mouth. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, well, it's fine.
I told you he was making.
Do you
weird
have a
noises.
fire extinguisher handy? Because I feel like that's a question that needs to be asked.
No.
Ooh.
If I die,
Oh,
what the hell? Spock. What
Another-
is this?
Wait, which Spock?
Kolinar.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Could have gone for a dupe, but your account, whatever.
Come
Oh,
on. Okay. Yeah. Come on.
You were really
Hey,
excited, aren't you?
It's a mixture between extremely excited and terrified.
Well,
That's Tuesday packs. Yep.
what's our saying? Don't do 6-packs, kids.
Yeah, well, do what I say, not what I do.
All right, all in the
God.
bin.
Come on.
Oh.
God damn it, Q!
You do realize it's a high chance of purple, right?
I realize that you can shut your goddamn mouth. I am in a glass case of emotion right now.
Now, it's not too late to go for the 6,500 pack.
No.
No?
No.
A guarantee of a gold.
Come on.
I somehow feel responsible since I'm the one actually opening the packs, but you'll forgive me, right?
You know what? I don't know. I haven't forgiven you for a lot of things. God damn it, Saru.
All right, I tell you what, we need to go find your good luck crew.
Yes, we do actually. Grab Governor Worf.
Oh, there's Super Picard.
Yeah, grab Governor Worf. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Man. Come on, he'd fit in so well.
Nice.
Man, what a silver fox.
All right.
Okay, come on.
You have, what, one more chance for the 6500? That art, by the way, is really good. Look at the...
Oh, it's amazing.
The Borg art.
That's what makes it... That's what makes this terrifying.
Maybe we picked the wrong Worf. Even Pants Worf showed up to join the party.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get every other Worf. Come on, please. Please.
It's deathly silent in here.
Yeah, no, because how could it not be? This is terrifying.
Yeah.
All right, can we flush the pipes clean? Look, Saru, he's everywhere. He's even...
Yeah, no, he's infiltrating.
All right, when they stop showing up in the first spot, then we'll proceed.
Yeah.
These straight drops are killers.
Oh, God.
Okay.
At least I'm gonna have plenty of honor.
All right.
Come on.
Blowing the dice, going
I
know you're in there.
honor.
But that ain't it.
That ain't it, Chief. Oh, come on.
They're gonna play this video in
please.
like rehab centers and stuff. Just
Yeah,
fall off the
probably. This is what happens.
Oh,
Uh,
all frozen. What are you up to though? 3
Yeah.
golds so far?
shut up. It's not enough.
2 golds.
I could get 1,000,000 golds.
Another gold.
What?
How have you gotten so many fucking golds? I went 40 packs without.
Where are we going?
LaForge.
Yeah?
LaForge, yeah. Finish him off.
Cool. I love that LaForge.
God. Yeah, he's great. Come on.
Oh, the Worf taunts us.
What the fuck? I have why?
We should have called your family ahead of time and put them on alert for this.
Well, that's the final star in Android Cook, so that's something at least.
Think he gets used? If he gets used.
Come on.
Hey, you remember when I opened Paxter Kira and she was there at the very last spot, so... maybe he's waiting.
Well, I don't want that. That's a bad experience. It's a bad feel, man.
You are never going to want to see this Saru ever again.
Ugh.
Now you're most hated. Speak the devil.
What the hell is this? Come on, please.
Accept my honor.
Please. I beg you.
Oh my god.
Come on.
The switch is stuck on Saru. He's now disappeared from frame. Alright, surely there's a luckier Worf out there. We have to go full citation magnet, terrible Worf crew.
Yes. Hey, he's not terrible. He's a mirror collection. That's fine. Oh, come on. I'm just not gonna look. I won't.
It's not a
If I don't look, it can't hurt me. If I don't look, it can't hurt me.
There's someone in a Navy suit.
Shut up! Shut up!
Nope. Womp womp. All right, 2 more packs to go. And it's our buddy Saru again.
One more pack to go.
1 more pack.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
But wouldn't it
It's
make
all
great
going wrong.
television if it did? Nope, no straight drop.
No, it's not gonna happen. It's
The
not
hands
gonna
are off the
happen. Shut up.
controls.
No, don't. It's. Oh, I can't watch.
It is down to fate now.
I feel bad. I feel like I'm gonna be sick.
Oh, we have AB hold.
This is.
Are you making
Fuck
more
it, I don't care.
What?
The Binar, take the Binar, I don't care.
Binar for good luck? Saru. And that concludes the worst day of Stars and Garters life. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming. Okay, we are recording again. So everyone, put your pants back on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Santa Claus has come early with one more shot at redemption for Mr. Stars and Garters. We're going to go for the whole enchilada now with the 6500. Have you guys pulled one of these before?
No.
Well then,
I've done 3900s and recaps.
Buckle up and enjoy the despair.
Oh God.
Soup Picard in the first slot. Doesn't mean Worf can't come. Oh, these are straight drops. For some reason, I thought they were all beholds. I guess that's just elusive treasures. Stars looks like he wants to jump off a bridge. Maybe we won't include this part in the show after all.
I'm gonna just find a noose. Never mind a bridge.
Oh, it says next. I don't think I've seen that before. What next? 500 chronotons. I forgot it came with that. Well, there you go. Enjoy Skirmish next week. Okay.
And there you are. Stars, my man. I have no words.
Oh my God.
So, do you want to tell us what happened next?
I started crying. So I had a moment of clarity. I was like, well, in fact, I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent because I feel like this will adequately express to you how I was feeling at the moment. At the end of the second Phoenix Wright game, there is a moment where you can get a bad ending. And in the dialogue, it says, I kept waiting for a miracle to happen, but it didn't, because a miracle is something that doesn't exist. And that's kind of how I felt after all that. And then I went to sleep after being consoled by my boyfriend, who was like, yes, it's all right, honey. I know your mobile game got you very upset. And then I woke up at about 8 o'clock in the morning because I had been pinged on Discord by Automaton 2000. And I believe you have a screenshot of that.
I do.
Of that
if you
thing.
look underneath me on the screen, apologies, podcast listeners. But there is a... Yeah, you got pinged that 8 o'clock this morning, didn't you? Because who was still logged into your account?
And I looked at that and I was like, oh, I'm still asleep. Oh, that's fine. And then I realized, oh, no, wait, no, I'm awake. What? So I have this mountain of a man to thank. I guess it cuts both ways. Sometimes he pulls on recaps without asking. Other times he does amazingly ridiculous things for the men he loves. So I love you too, Auto. Thank you.
No.
You don't have to do that in the future.
I was just saying earlier this week, so between the collection being named after your suggestion and Evie Worf in the game, I can't think of anyone else who's been so well represented in the game. So I couldn't let my homie go out like that. We're good friends. Ben put in the effort to give up the spot in his six-pack for it, and I know you've wanted him for a long time. So you have him, and despite that very somber video, that we actually could laugh about it the next day as we were watching it along with you.
So speaking of EV Suit Worf, shall we talk about the crew himself? Let me remove that and...
let me count the ways.
EV Suit Worf. This week's Tuesday pack, legendary crew, security, engineering, medical with security for a Worf. That's like the dream. Contemporaries include Baul and temporal prisoner Chakotay. Please, Voy number 79. Is he worth delving in as much dilithium as you did for? And as always, don't do six-pack, kids.
I think that if we ever need to back up like us, that every time we say don't do six packs, we need just a clip of that to play.
Just play that video.
That's what it can end up looking like. You'll always see on the forums or on the Reddits, look, I got 3 gold crew in one pull. It's like, oh, that's really nice. Maybe that'll happen to me. It won't.
I'm sorry. Can you do me a favor and restart your camera, sirs? Because it has the weirdest freaking glitch right now, and your face is bugging out. And I know it's not on the stream, but all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
I wouldn't have been able to focus on anything else the rest of the show.
So to the tune of what 2,200 dill. I don't think anyone's worth quite that much.
22,000.
But oh, right, yes. So that puts things into perspective for you. If you ever need a cautionary tale, that is it. That being said, he's gorgeous. The art is amazing. I think the art on this is perhaps the best they've ever done. Like my obviously biased opinion notwithstanding. I love that they've got the Borg tourniquet arm. I love that they've got the slight reflection in the helmet. Like, everything about it is perfect, down to having exactly the ship ability he's meant to have, which is to simulate this. He is the first Worf with any skill that is not command dipsec, and he's got two of them. He's got engineering and he's medical.
Yeah.
He is a sort of like a top flight sec eng crew. He's an excellent event name, and I was actually looking at the metrics for this. If we ever have a Klingon Mega again, which is looking increasingly likely since we've had Mirror and Vulcan repeat, he would be, I believe, number 3 Klingon security base, number 4 Klingon engineering base, and this is my favorite part, the number 1 Klingon medical base.
Wow.
Yeah, his tertiary is better than Armtark's.
That's amazing.
Entire skill. You're just invalidating it.
I can't let it go without being said. The assimilated this. He doesn't have the voice clip, which I think a few people are campaigning for on the forums. So
right.
If they were to add that, that would be the cherry on top of a very delicious parfait.
Yeah, no, that would be the cherry on top. But as it is, I'm very happy with this crew.
How would you sort of compare him to, say, I think his most equal contemporary is Baul. How would you sort of compare him to him? Like a lot of people will have picked him up in the event and probably got him in packs. I know I've got him 5 of 5, so I've not kind of looked at EV Suit Worf the same way. But how would you compare the two?
Well, in terms of like, I think raw power, I think they're pretty much like 1 or 2 voyage ranks off of each other, and they have the exact same order. But the thing is Baul has 3 traits, and they are Baul, Brutal, and Geneticist. And I'm fairly certain that, not counting Disco Megas, he's up to 1 event, because I think Brutal had that one-off, which was I think the Captain Killy event. I'm not quite sure. Whereas Worf regularly gets variant events, like he's got like 16 variants. He's Klingon. He doesn't have amazing traits. Like the only one that's non-standard is Marksman, but even then, I could see that easily getting some kind of, like competition themed mega or event. I could see that going in. And especially now that Disco Megas seem to be dead, if you want to do a strict upgrade from Baul, you can't really go wrong with a Worf, especially one that is so unique among Worfs. Like, I hope this is the start of a trend and that we maybe see some other Worfs with unconventional skill sets, but as it is, he's so beautiful. He's everything I dream.
So we at the working on the big book drink are a rare breed, and that's not a good thing. So for fun the other day, we were posting crew the number of events they've had by year, and just off that you're supposed to guess who the character is. It's lockdown. We don't have a lot to do at home.
Don't lie, we'd be doing this even if it weren't for lockdown.
So we just happened to notice that Worf has had 2 years with 5 events in those years. So he's really spiked up in terms of, I think he's got like 17 events overall, but he has these big periods of relevance, at least he has so far, that, good enough bases. If you're getting a bunch of events in a row, we've had now Mirror and Vulcan repeat. We could easily get another Klingon Mega. So yeah, top to bottom is pretty cool. The thing I'm a little curious about, and I don't have them, so you're going to have to let me know, when you put a certain crew on your bridge for the bridge crew photo, sometimes their little odds and ends poke out and hit other crew and such. Borg LaForge comes to mind because his little armature sticks out way far. So you got to tell me if this little floating arm hanging off of Worf's knee is going to make for any very comical bridge crew photos.
So I haven't had that. I because it's funny you should mention this. I did actually put him as part of my bridge crew because I had to. Shocker, I know. And he's there amongst other Worfs again. Shocker. And while I didn't notice anything weird going on with the drone arm, it does look like he's holding a gun to Governor Worf's head because of the pose in which he's holding the rifle. So you can have some fun, like bridge crew funsies with the crew as well. That's added value. That's a value add.
Is he short? Because in the 6-pack art, he's like shorter than the other golds.
We've lost. He's very offended about
my question.
Are you okay there? For those listening, Stars just dropped out in anger, I think.
I was told by Discord I can join up to 100 servers. Did you know that?
Oh. Whilst kicking you out of the one you need to be in.
Yeah, no, I was like, thanks, Discord. I really need to know that right now. No, he's about on par. He's a little bit shorter than, say, Mirror Worf and Governor Worf, but he's about on par. He's not weirdly small like Adge Cutler. So.
Other crew in this pack. Sorry to divert the conversation away from. Did you need to talk more about EV Worf? Do you need to get more off your chest? Is that? Would you like? Oh no, this is your moment, man.
I do have some assorted Klingon love poetry.
Okay, now moving on. So the other people in this pack, we have Romulan Picard and Defensive Phlox. We also have Marshal Q, Roman Captive Kirk, and Kaminar Saru. All decent crew on their own rights. I think there's a couple of everyone knows Defensive Phlox is the Gauntlet legend that he is, but also believe Romulan Picard gets a 65, as so does Q. Anything much to say more on the people in this pack? Should you be gunning for the super rares, if anything?
I do wonder if, well, next time we have Ben, I do want to ask him about this because he said this is his first developer pack. So you have Marshal Q, Defensive Phlox, and with 45%, Romulan Picard can do a little bit of work there too. So I'm wondering if maybe he enjoys playing the gauntlet a little bit, rolling the dice. So we'll have to find that out. But if you don't have any of these crew done, this is a pretty stellar pack in terms of quality. And if you don't, if you just want that first star on some of these crew, it'll be pretty good with the gauntlet crew floating around in there.
Yeah, it's sort of interesting when you can say that the worst card in there is maybe, I don't know, the Picard. That's maybe the worst card in there because he's like his void rank's chopped off, but even then it's still a Romulan Picard. Like there's plenty of event viability there, and you say he's got gauntlet. What I do love is that you can, even without having been told, for those of us who know Ben and we really talk to him, this is a very Ben pack because he adores Phlox. I'm pretty sure that Nano Pro Phlox was his choice for the gauntlet. Picard is his favorite
for
character,
the honor hole.
For the honor hole. Sorry, and Romulan Picard, I think he created that card pretty much, right? Like he did the art brief and everything for it.
Yeah, he said he put together the art, how he wanted it posed and everything. I assume he worked on stats as well. So
yeah, and I know that he worked with like John Delancey on the game, which I imagine is probably why Marshal of France crew isn't there. Kirk and Saru, I'm interested to hear his thing on it, but I guess that's a question we can ask when he appears on the show potentially.
Yes. Which keep your eyes peeled. Early January, depending on my house move, because at some point I'm moving house and that's going to upset things. But yeah, we'll look at it.
Okay, we have a lot of other things
we do.
To, so.
Shall we get to the event? And this week's event is a pure faction event with only one faction. Otto, just tell us a little bit about what that, or Stars as well, sorry to exclude you, what that means for sort of general play for quick starts.
I've had my bit. I'm going to just sit here and play with my Worf. Pardon the...
play with your Klingon. Yes, please, Otto, tell us about what the detriments and the bonuses for a one faction is.
A little known fact, we actually record how much time each of the three of us has talked after each episode, and then we do it and we graph it on a pie chart, and it usually looks like me eating the other two because I talk the whole time. So this is definitely a Stars and Garters episode for you fanboys and girls out there.
I do have fans. I'm shocked at that. I'm a gift.
Oh, you do?
I'm a gift now.
That you are.
So it has been, I think, August of last year. So what, 15 months since we've had a full faction with only one faction. And that means that there will be no faction winner bonus at the end. So if you like to collect some chronotons in the days between events, you won't be able to do that. We'll talk more about that, I think, in a few weeks. And beyond that, the Kickstart will be however many missions they want to include. Now, this last week with the half faction, it was 15. I think before they've done 20 for a single faction, so somewhere in that neighborhood, likely to be fewer than your typical 3-faction faction. And I realize I'm saying faction a lot, but that's just what it's called. So
like, fun little thing I had to jump in here. I was writing up EV Suit Wolf's note, and I was like, how do I say the word faction without saying faction? And I was like, race? And then I just started thinking about, like, Command and Conquer, like, what do they call them? Do they call them groups, organizations? What do you call a faction? It's not a faction. Anyway, sorry.
That's all I got. Let's talk crew.
Adira Tal is your rank 1500 reward, and like Saru, she is a stonking Voyager, number 17 with Dip Command Engineering, which isn't too sort of uncommon through the ranks, but she is strong in it. I believe she sort of sits alongside Bridge. I need to look, actually. I haven't actually checked her stats out, but she is contemporary to Bridge Officer number 1. But for the set, for Dip Command Engineering, she is very unique. Not many like her in that category.
Yeah, I think we did do a breakdown. I think she was most close to Tuxedo Nog.
Yes, and Krenim Guest Paris. That's it. Yes.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for the skill set, but she's a big time power refresh, at least for voyages on those two.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, she's one to be. It'll be interesting to see how many people want to get her, because factions sort of tend to be a bit less competitive just because of the nature of spending boosts, and we've had a few faction events happening lately. So what do you think do you reckon people will gun for it? Because we were surprised by Saru. The event rank overall was pretty low, but this has actually turned this mega into something actually pretty decent, whereas previous megas, the Enterprise mega, were a bit down on because the cards weren't great. But this seems to have turned around a little bit. After Sahil, we've had Mira Saru, who's been great, and now Adira Tal, who's equally as good.
Well, something we've covered before on the show, and this is the policy, as always, if the crew's in the game, we're going to spoil their episodes, what they do in the show. So if you guys need to skip ahead, you can do that. And before you guys tell me about Adira in the show, because I'm not caught up, the one thing that jumps out to me is the Trill trait, which for a long time was a lot of Daxes, and that's it. And now we've had Riker O'Dan and one or two others. I think Adira's like the 4th or 5th non-Dax Trill. So I do like the variety. I hope that means that, maybe we get something, either events or collections or something to do with the Trills, because they are very fascinating species.
Yeah, no, like sorry. I was gonna say that, like, you could easily do a Trill Mega if you were so inclined, because there's Varad from DS9 who tried to steal the Dax symbiote. There's that really cool, extremely old, I think she was a Trill judge from Dax, the episode where Dax is put on trial. I'm not sure if she was a Trill or not. There's a good few Trill from Adira's episode that would qualify. And we've been banging on about this forever, but please, God, if, like, Ben, I know for a fact you listen to the show, Giantara, it's perfect for Omega. It's actually perfect.
Hey, you got your Worf.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I have to shut up. I just shut up and just sit here and be like, "Why did it to do, Worf?"
Yeah, you play with that for the rest of time. Yeah, but no, there are a fair few Trill we could have, definitely. Speaking of
the thing that meshes well with that is, for that episode, the Giantara DS9 episode, they had to give all of her former hosts this disparate personalities so that it made sense for the episodes, that there was the variety there, so it was fun to watch. So you have, Quark as a hosting with a female host, and you have the very violent Cisco. So just based on that, I think if you were to transfer that into the game in terms of skills, in terms of characters, you would already have a widespread, which I think would be a lot of fun for people trying to collect the crew in the Mega.
She does also have, as well as Trill, she also has the human trait, which I won't go into spoilers as to why, but we've been sort of doing a bit of tracking on Voyage traits and what appears, and human is definitely, if you're looking for someone to get a bonus seat, human is one of the ones that appears quite a lot. A lot more on medical seats, but it does appear more on other ones as well. So, definitely traits are in her favour if you want to pick up a Voyager that you might actually use on Voyagers to get the antimatter bonus.
Yeah, funnily enough, there are a lot of humans in the game.
Weird.
strange.
Yeah, I'll definitely be getting a copy of Adira. I'm probably not in a position to get more, but I think the card is good enough. If you're a big stats geek like we are, then you have our check mark of approval to go nuts on this faction.
Ding! Good crew. I need a button for that. Definitely. Do we approve? Yeah, approve or disapprove. So, coming up next is the Super Rare Crew, which you will get 3 or 4 of, and it is Mirror McCoy adding to the Smoke and Mirrors collection, as well as the Do No Harm collection. Super Rare Voyager number 30 for the Super Rares, but another Medsect Eng to come out. I can't say Eng, to come out this week alongside Worf. To come out this week. Guys, 3 or 4, would you pull a pack for that last one, or would you dive into recaps for him? No? Okay, fine, moving on.
I've been told to shut up.
No.
No,
Well, I mean, not on screen we didn't, but
yeah, no,
kicking you onto the table now,
on Discord.
yeah, if you hear the keyboard clicking, we're just ribbing each other in chat while we're talking nonsense on here.
Yeah,
I really like this crew. There's a lot to unpack with them. First off, I think I went back and looked for the last 3 years. So 2018, 2019, 2020, we've averaged 3 purple mirror crew new introduced to the game. This was before McCoy. And you need, 17 gold mirror crew to finish the collection. So if you're worried about that collection, they don't come along at an incredible clip. So if you're just hoping events will bring the answer, well, they did in this case, but you're looking at, by the way, that was me sliding my cup across the table, if you heard that, all right? I don't want to hear any accusations.
Silence on set.
I have a bowel movement before the show.
God,
so anyway, we can edit this out, right? So
yeah, of course.
The mirror collection is a great ad for him. He has 2 collections, the Physician, the other one, and he hits it in almost every area of the game. Good voyage power with a great skill set. He has, I think, 2 top 10 gauntlet pairs in trait neutral situation, but he also collects a couple 45% gauntlets too. So you can bring him there. You can probably even snipe a caretaker with the right crit. He has, I think he even gets up to +9 attack on ships. It's a slow initialization, but if you're a newer player and you're getting your crew from the event, absolutely is worth it. And then, of course, events. We have had a lot of McCoys added in over the last year. He's like the 4th McCoy over the last year.
Year of McCoys, definitely.
There's a lot of med, but he's still, worth having for events. So in almost every area he hits it. And I wanted to ask you guys, does this week, this is a good crew stat week. Does this change your plans for formerly recraps? Have they evolved into recaps? Are you guys thinking about pulling?
Well, I too spent a few of my dilithium on trying to get EV Suit Worf, and I have a little bit left, but yeah, it's and I didn't get him, just FYI. But yeah, it's looking more positive. I was rooting for you. I was absorbing all that bad luck, so you'd have the good luck, and unfortunately, but there we go. But no, yeah, they look better. There is still the risk that you could get Booker or Sahil, although Booker's not bad. Sahil, I don't really want him, but they look more favourable. Definitely, I'll pull a few to finish off McCoy and next week's Super Rare.
Yeah, this is actually kind of an interesting thing, because with Megas, it often feels like they kind of front load the good crew. Like, if you think back to, say, like the Scoundrel Mega, where it was, oh, Q is God, he's excellent, and then it was, Riker Q was first off the bat, and Galaxy Gallivanting Vash, and then it was like Amanda Rogers, like, oh, this is a really good Mega, and then it ended on a bit of a wet fart with like General Colonel Q, right? And it's like, okay, and it feels like they kind of took that criticism and then just flipped it. So you have Booker and Grudge, and then Sahil is like, oh, this is a not great Mega, and then they decide to just completely redeem it in the second half, because like Saru and Adira, like Saru isn't necessarily the one I would have like picked as the one I want from this season, but his stats are good enough, and I like Saru a lot. And Adira is the card I've probably been wanting the most. Like, the moment I saw their episode, like, that this card art comes from, I was like, I really want this card. I hope there's something special. And they are. But I also want to shout out is that we were giving this Mega a bit of guff, because it didn't seem thematically, like tonally consistent. It felt like Discovery plus Mirror. Well, you kind of missed that boat, right? It's like that was 2-3 years ago. Why weren't you doing that back then? no spoilers, but as Discovery Season 3 has progressed, it has suddenly become extremely prescient, and this, including the inclusion of Mira Saru, suddenly makes a lot of sense. It's like, oh, it's almost as if they get advance notice about what the episodes are about, and they can start theming about it, so that when we find out the thing, and it's like, oh, the thing, it's like, this has pulled it back a lot for me. I definitely want to pull some recaps on this because I want to finish off McCoy. I would love to get some more stars on Saru and Adira. If I get a few more stars on Booker, I'll be happy. If I can finish off Burnham, that'll be a prospect. If I get Sahil, then out the airlock he goes.
I will say though, because we have this extended campaign this month, so you're going to get 2 gold sites if you've bought it, and if you haven't, you still get those 2 free purple sites. So you can finish these mega crew. What I would say is a must finish. If you, I mean, the collection value alone will boost other areas of your game. So I could see you have a couple landmine golds in there if you want to avoid them in recaps. I could see, because they've given us 2 sites, you just finish it and go about your business. But yeah, I agree, they have picked it up for card quality, for thematic tightness. It's starting to look up.
And we've got Courier Burnham as well. There's always the chance of getting that 5th star on her, and she's a good one to get. If you've been playing a long time, you've probably got a lot better crew, and especially the Mirror Jean-Luc Picard's out there. But definitely one to get that 5th star for, and with the 2 gold stakes, she's definitely one I'm looking at potentially of just going, right, I'll finish if I don't pull her in the recaps if I'm not lucky enough. But yeah, definitely. And like some people in chat have been saying, Mirror McCoy, he's another notch on the Smoke and Mirrors collection, which is quite difficult to obtain. So that's an easy get. Voyager. Sorry, go on.
If you think about this in real terms, this Mirror McCoy no longer means you have to finish off, say, a Mirror Landry or a Mirror Detmer or any one of one of the, like you say, landmine crew. It's like any 4-star that comes along is a positive prospect because it means you can go down the line. I don't need to take that crew, and I can take someone that I might like better, or that someone who doesn't have collections. Like it's nice to see them come in, but it definitely does feel like they've been kind of rationing them, because like between Saru and McCoy, all the other ones have been existing Mirror, and it's like, what was the last Mirror added? It would have been Chekhov way like months ago. In that 6-pack, I think they haven't been adding a lot of them.
Well, I think at this point, going off the source material, you have a few notable names. You have a lot of background names, and then you're going to start dipping into non-canon or memory beta, the sort of books and stuff. So I can see them rationing it both for source material and because it's nice to have a collection milestone that you can build toward, that you can look forward to, that where your citation choices actually have an impact. So I'm fine with the clip that they've been going at. EV Suit and Q Continuum Collection both only needed 1 gold. So it's been, we've had a mix of tougher with Mirror and then the easier with those 2. So
speaking
it has been sort of interesting looking at the collections, because they went from the expansion of Diplomat and Vulcan, which was those are still extremely hard. Like Vulcan less so, but Diplomat is like, unless you want to start finishing off the Chayevs. And then you had like you say, the Q and the EV Suit collections, which were extremely easy for anyone who's playing the game for say more than a year. And now we've got it's going to be very interesting seeing where they're going to go in the future. Like, are we going to see a lot more low ball collections? Are we going to see, because we assume we're going to be getting more. We assume so.
They're coming out at a fair pace.
I think we hope so. We've had 3 in a row, like I said, is sort of a trend. I hope they continue, but we're coming up on holidays. Maybe they have some other goodies to distract us.
Speaking of being oddly prescient with Discovery episodes to crew, we have as the super rare ranked reward the often appeared Section 31 Georgiou, Philippa Georgiou, Tier 2's finest Sec Dip Command with a, and correct me if I'm wrong, 250% damage boost at 6 seconds. Am I wrong there? Or am I right?
200% damage.
200%, okay. Yes, with a huge event counting for, obviously, Discovery events that may or may not come up again. But she's been in a lot of sort of rank rewards recently as a few packs. If you don't have her now, what have you been doing? Basically. But guys, if you don't have her, is she worth going for as a ranked reward if you want to finish off a few stars?
So, for this discussion, I think it's worth mentioning that in the big book, we've had this sort of like not really unspoken, but it's kind of like unquestioned rule of to be in tier 1, you kind of can't be command dipsec because tier 1 requires something unique. You have to be the best among the best, and there are so many command dipsec crew that it's hard to be the best among the best because there are so many other replacements with different fringe benefits.
There are, depending on the rarity, on average 4 times as many of that skill set as any other. So just
exactly. But as it is, we're looking at like sort of Georgiou now, and we're thinking maybe she deserves to move up to tier 1, and it's like it's hard to say not because a stat boosting collection which you need all the super rares of, not to mention the golds, instant damage on ships, excellent voyage score, excellent base. Even though discovery events are ending, there's allegedly a spin-off show featuring her coming along. She hits almost every area of the game in exactly the ways you want, and it's kind of hard to ding her for a common skill set when it's like, well, she's just extremely good.
Yeah. As for her popping up, she's been featured twice last year, and then this is her first one this year. So that's a pretty good pace. 3 times in 2 years. Pick her up if you can, and even if you have to freeze her, you'll pull her up before too long.
Something else that's featured this week as well is a bit of an uncommon pack, which we haven't seen in quite some time, but there is a new deal for 350 dilithium if you want to pick up a ship pack, which we haven't seen for, as I say, we haven't seen these for quite a while, but these are all the ships that are, some of them are not in the portal. I believe the artifact is the...
I believe all of them are out of portal.
They're all, I'm pretty sure the artifact, oh maybe I'm getting confused, but yeah, if you want to finish some of these ships, there is a deal out there for now, but I don't know if I would pay dilithium for ship packs, would you, unless you really like the Borg Queen's diamond? No.
What was it we were talking about in Star Trek Armada, the Borg Rhododendron or whatever it was called?
Yes. The Borg parallelogram.
By the way, oh my god, hold on, I gotta pull this up. You guys vamp for a minute because I was fucking right last time, and
here we go. He's got receipts.
Okay.
So
we were talking about the Borg rhomboid as a ship for a shape for one of their ships. And I said, isn't that like a system? And you guys look at me like I had 2 heads. The rhomboid Dronica Sector 001 was featured in TNG episode Samaritan Snare. So with the packlets, that's where the packlets got stranded in the rhomboid Dronica Star System. Oh, please, like you don't know 10 times as much about Star Trek.
Oh God. Oh my god, I can't believe you brought that back.
Hey,
so
we have like 3 longtime viewers. They're like, "Oh my god, they brought it back! This was the greatest,
the greatest
that
comeback
so
of
much
all."
A brick joke is like someone's put some marbles in a sock and hit me around the head with it. So buying, I think anyone who remembers the Sail the Starry Skies deal.
Oh yes.
Stellar Ice, is that a good deal or a bad deal?
Yes.
I think she is in the chat actually. And it's because buying ship schematics is always a bit of a weird prospect to me because they will come to you. Like I remember feeling so exhilarated when I got my first gold schematics in Darbo, and now I get them in Darbo, and I'm like, oh, I don't need those. I'd actually prefer the equipment like 2 rows down. And that's not counting however many like packs you pull. Like you will find schematics coming to you rather than we get skirmishes very regularly now. And frankly, if you're not running something with like instant damage built in, like say the Kraton or the HMS Bounty or any other of these meta ships, like apart from anti-meta traits, like there are only 3 or 4 that really matter. Unless to be fair, you love sailing around in the Negvar, which I don't blame you. It is a dope looking ship.
Well, it's more of a man, living in Germany too long. I have forgotten all my English words tonight, so half of my sentences have trailed off. It is like an emotional pick to get schematics. I have to shout out Prime Lorca in the 10th fleet because this dude loves ships and arena like you wouldn't believe. He's making threads. He's keeping the that spreadsheet active. So I think he would pull on those packs. He really likes it. For me personally, if there was a ship I really love, like say the All Good Things, the Future Enterprise with that 3rd fin,
the Dreadnought.
that's super iconic stuff. I could see myself maybe pulling on one of those limited time packs if they had a smaller pool, but this one's a very large pool, and best case scenario, you fuse a ship from say level 3 to level 5. Like, is that making a big difference for you? So the ones with the bigger pool are kind of harder to justify, but it's a game. If you love the ship, if there's a cool ship in there you want, like the artifact or whatever, don't let people tell you, oh, it's bad value or whatever. Well, it's a game. Whatever keeps your attention, whatever makes you happy is good value.
So that actually reminds me, I do have a slightly a story that is tangentially related to this. I think it was when
does it take place in the Rhomboid Dronagar star system?
I don't remember. Maybe it does. I don't pay attention to where I park my ship in this game. I think it was when Pike's USS Enterprise dropped, and this was back when skirmishes would give you just enough schematics that they wouldn't finish off the first level if they were new.
Ooh.
And I was like, I really, really like Pike's USS Enterprise because it was like the Discovery update, and I loved the look of it. And I did pull on a ship schematic pack so I could finish it off. And that's a bit of a dirty little secret, but I really like that ship. And then they added
where all your Worf dill went, huh?
Yeah.
Instead of saving for Worf, you spent it on ships.
This was like 2 years ago.
How was he to know?
And this was pre-episode 10, where they included those ship schematics like every level. So yeah, that was a while ago. By the way, I have to let you know, WRG Ben is in the chat, and he says, watching stars pull that pack hurt me. Auto, everyone needs a friend like you, and I have to agree.
You got a friend
yeah,
in
you
me.
say that now, but then I shit on you on stream, and we have all sorts of clips of you cursing my existence, so...
You know what, Idol? I have a job for you. Get a nice clip of me like loving on Auto, so you can just have it on the stream deck ready to go.
By the way, the only stream deck clip, he has 2 stream deck clips of me. One where I was almost passed out drunk, and the other one where I'm calling myself a moron. So that is my representation on his stream deck.
There you go. Speaking of, do you want to pull us into the next station? I don't know why I said it like that. Yes. The next section, talking about Dockers at the next space station. We've got a bit of a call in from Commander Sinclair, who made a post on the forums and asked us to sort of chip in on this. Auto, do you want to sort of talk us through this?
Yeah, I think this concludes the dry, boring stats portion of the evening.
You can wake up
before we transition to the holidays. Yeah, Commander Sinclair made a post on Wicked Realm Games forums, and he watches the show. I assume please excuse me, watches the show. They've been around for 4 years at this point. So we always want to help out viewers and great community members like them when we can. So there's a thread up there on the bridge right now asking for help picking his 650th immortalized crew. So there's a big list of names there. We all picked one from the list. And I guess I'll start it off. I actually picked the crew that you'd already put a big red X over that you didn't think was prestigious enough. And that would be Virtuoso Doctor. And I had watched his episode recently. I love the episode. It's so good in so many ways. And I even jumped on Memory Alpha before the show to look through to find the little, there's always little tidbits in there that you didn't know. First of all, they have links to all of the songs that he sang in the episode, which is really neat. So you can just pull up the episode Virtuoso on Memory Alpha and listen to all the stuff. I think his actor sang most of it except for the aria at the end, but either way, it's pretty cool. There's I promised a Knight Rider reference, so here you go. One of the Komar sitting in the audience while Doc is singing also played Trent from Angel 1 TNG, early season TNG.
Oh my god.
In that episode, we have what's her Mistress Ariel, who's played by Patricia McPherson, who is in Knight Rider. So there's a perfectly legitimate link. A perfectly legitimate link. Hey, everyone's 7 degrees.
Knight Rider, huh?
Yes,
Okay, this
6
is
degrees of Knight Rider. That'll be another segment. All right, but the episode itself is so good. There's a lot of interplay between he's being a smarmy twit by the end of it because all the fame has gone to his head. There's a lot of interplay between him and Taurus, between him and Catherine, as he calls her, before she chews him out. And then it's like, it's maybe Watershed is overselling it, but the moment where he realizes he's not big man on campus and he does need his friends, and they let him back in the treehouse, as it were. They say, all right, you got a big head, but we're still here for you. I'm glad you came back. There's that scene at the end where Seven writes in the fan mail.
Oh, I love that scene. It's so good.
So there's so many layers. It's one of my favorite Voyager episodes, and Doc, as Stars would say, it's just great value. He gets events. He has a lot of cool traits. I know you crossed him off the list, but that would be my choice. And then at the bottom, you had already tallied some of the votes. So if I have to go with one of those to help break a tie, I would go with Quinn, because that's another great episode where we get a lot of crossover potential.
Idle, I believe I've talked enough. You go.
I haven't actually looked through a list, but I think for the one that stands out to me. Sorry, I've been busy and been lying in bed all morning. Anyway, the one that sort of stands out to me. Well, no, I've been ill.
Stroking your war for you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know exactly. Quinn was probably be the one that stands out to me, not just because there's no other way of getting that crew, but because he is actually quite a decent dipset crew. He's still he's held his own over time. And that's just a great crew. I was actually listening to the Delta Flyers, the podcast run by Robert Duncan McNeil and Garrett Wong. They've literally just talked about that episode, and it's absolutely fascinating. It actually makes me want to go back and rewatch it, because it's very, very sobering for a Q and a Star Trek episode, talking about mortality and sort of what it means to be human. And it's also got a Riker cameo, so all wins in my book. So wins for Quins is what it is here. Stars, I think I know who you're going to pick here.
Very well recovered, Idle, I have to say. This is why you're the host. So, I imagine this is going to come as no surprise. He has Age of Sail Worf on there, and I was like, oh, well, that's easy. It's not just because he's a Worf. Like, I have to admit, if it had been like Trader Worf, I would have been like, I can't really in good conscience put that down. Though I imagine he probably wouldn't have picked him anyway. Like, Trader Worf is the least Worf among Worfs. But Age of Sail has a special place in my heart, because I think I've told the story before, but he's the highest I've ever ranked in an event. I believe I got 3 copies of him, so I think I would have been top 25-ish. I can't remember the event structure, even though I've been playing this game for 3 years.
It's not etched into your memory?
I remember the event, I don't remember the place. I've been playing this game for 3 years, and I don't remember what rank gives you 3 copies.
I mean, top 15.
Top 15, okay. And I think it was a galaxy, so it was a lot of crafting, but it was worth it. Because that scene in Generations is awesome. Not just because you get LeVar Burton yucking it up. Not just because you have everyone acting like a hammy asshole the only way they do on TNG. Like, everyone on TNG is like 24th century amped up to 150%, where they're all like perfect and gleaming and just like so enlightened about humanity. But it also just has Worf looking around at all these humans like, this is how I'm getting promoted. This is how you choose to commemorate my becoming Lieutenant Commander of the flagship of the Federation, is with this. And they're like, yes. And it's like, okay, I'll play along with the silly human game. And he's also just a great card. Like, he's still a pretty decent Voyager, even though he is Command Dip Sec. Excellent Sec base. Like, we were talking about that earlier with like Klingon Megas. He would be a top flight option. He gets you a little hat for the vanity. Need I say more?
But he's got a new hat.
He's got a new hat. Yeah. There you go. So that would be my pick, but obviously I'm biased.
Yeah. I went ahead and put the link in chat, so if you guys are live with us, you can navigate there, look at who he has stacked up, and help him out to choose big number 650.
Yeah. Should we look at some of the previous ones?
That's
here?
a big number as well. Like, when does the Dilithium achievement cut off?
I think it's there, isn't it? Or is it 700? They need to expand.
Right around there.
Yeah.
So
look what he's done previously.
This is a big one for him.
Yeah. I mean, 250, Phoenix Cochrane. 350, Marquis Rolaran. 475, Determined Janeway. 450, Bartender Guinan. Number 500, Q as God. I think that's a good 500. 550, Kamala. 575, Honey Bear Jadzia. Number 600, Nepenthe Riker. I like that. So 650, who is it going to be? Pick. I think you need to come back to us when you decide as well and let us know.
He did do Sheriff Worf at number 300, so you can't be too crushed if it's not a Worf this time.
I will stump for Worf whenever I can.
You will this episode. You wait till Mudbath Worf comes out.
It's the night before Worfmas. What more do you want from me?
Speaking of our festive theme, Merry Christmas to all. How would you like to see, what would be your favourite Christmas-themed card in the game? Chat, I'm opening this up to you as well. Put suggestions in, but we've come up with a few ideas here. And no, I've closed the wrong icon. Let's try that one. There we go. So, starting off, we're going to be talking about this later, as in what is your favourite Christmas film. But do you know what? The ultimate Star Trek Christmas film has to be Star Trek Generations, doesn't it? Because, Enters the Nexus, it's all Christmassy.
Well, yeah, because nothing says family like your entire family being burnt to death in a house fire.
Fantastic,
It's heartwarming. It's heartwarming!
Yeah, certainly warmed them. But we have a few characters from here.
I said it, and I was like, that's bad. I hope they react to this. And then you said that, and I was like, how has you made it worse?
Look, we've already had to endure 11 minutes of Star's torture. Let's try to pick it up a little, boys. Pick it up.
So, I can't. I'm done.
It's all ruined. So, our first candidate is Picard. I think you can just call him Nexus Picard. Because
you can just call him Nexus, yeah.
Sure.
When he's in like the DS9 uniform, and we like the idea of him maybe having the Christmas tree in shot because we do love our props, like we love our Borg tourniquets, and we like our quiz show podiums. Like I think a Christmas tree wouldn't be too out of place, and I like the idea of because they usually have like at least one unique item, right? I would love it if his unique item was the bauble that he sees that has like the lightning effect inside it, the glass one, and it looks like the Viridian star exploding, and that's what snaps him out of the dream. I would love it if that was his item. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Definitely. You don't often see Picard in the sort of the DS9 Voyager jumpsuit as well, and that's quite a nice little variant. It's him. If they ever introduce this Picard into the game, okay, it'll be fairly sort of standard skill sets. But if they can somehow get that Christmas tree in as well, that'd be quite fun. Maybe that's the 2021 Christmas crew.
I really love props in game. Like one of my favorite. It's a little self-indulgent. I didn't even write it. One of my favorite notes in the big book is about Obrist, because he's standing behind the podium on the Krenim ship, and it stars. It was either you or Big McLarge wrote that he's a Quiz Bowl contestant.
That's a big note. Yeah, that's definitely a big note.
Because he's standing behind the podium, he looks like he's about to buzz in. So anytime you can get big props in the art, I think that's really cool. So if he's standing there with a Christmas tree, that would help differentiate him from whatever other red uniform Picards we have out there. And then he has his nephews and nieces in there, as well as his sister-in-law. So yeah.
His assorted children and nieces and nephews who all look like they belong on like the scene on the set of Railway Children. For anyone who's seen that movie,
yeah, it's definitely sort of a Dickensian style sort of Christmas, which they only have in the 24th century now, not the Christmas that we have, which is sitting around getting drunk all day. Or is that just me? Okay. We've also been talking about that episode of Voyager with Shannon O'Donnell. Is it?
You have to say it with the accent.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to embarrass myself now. I've done that enough tonight.
The guy wearing the hat doesn't want to embarrass himself tonight.
Up.
Okay.
Oh, Shannon O'Donnell. Right, now
I was looking. I had good memories of this episode of like 11:59, where it's like it's a very out of the ordinary Voyager episode, where I think only maybe like 5 or 10 minutes of it actually takes place in the 24th century, and the rest of it's all just this kind of slice of life story. But I really kind of dug it, and it's like it really signposts itself really early when you see that the other guy is called Janeway, and you know that Shannon O'Donnell is Janeway's ancestor. It signposts it really early. Even still, I kind of dug it because I always like when Star Trek does these. What does the history of Star Trek look like? Because we already know, the Augment Wars and all this stuff. But whenever Voyager did, like, present day stuff, it was always a bit shifted. It was a little bit X-Files-y in sort of tone. where it was like almost like 10 minutes into the future, and I kind of dug it. But for some people, I heard they absolutely hate this episode because they don't like fun.
I can understand that. It is a huge tonal shift, but it really hit with me as well. I don't know. There are times where Janeway can be a little bit too much, especially pretty much anything involving temporal incursions, because she's always like, "Fuck the Prime Directive. I'm going to do whatever I want." But this one really hits with me. I love her acting in it. I love the mood. Like, you're instantly, the lighting is fantastic in this episode. You're instantly transported to Christmas time. And then I know a lot of it is centered around New Year's and stuff, but you have her, you have Henry Janeway as a big player in that episode, and I mean they've had a lot of other civilian type crew in the game where they don't necessarily belong to the 24th century, but they're still interesting. And this is an interesting episode. I really like it.
Yeah, it sort of feels almost more akin to what's that Enterprise episode, Carbon Creek. It's a little bit less sci-fi than that, but I really dig it when Trek takes its like stab at doing something a little bit different, because they can do quite well.
Janeway didn't invent Velcro, you know.
I love that. I don't care. I love that, inventing Velcro. When she just goes into the patent office, she's like, rip. And the guy's like, it's Vulcan magic.
Moving on. So we haven't had
Well, hold on before we jump to the next one. Micro Hopper in chat says, "How about Beverly and Remember Me, aka Home Alone?"
I like it.
I saw Remember Me. I was trying to make the link, and then he said aka Home Alone. I'm like, all right, I can see that.
Yeah.
We were just laughing the other day about that scene where it's Beverly. She comes on the bridge, and there's Picard sitting in the captain's chair. And she's like, "Don't you think it's strange? We're the only two people on a Galaxy-class starship." And he says, "We've never needed anyone before."
I love that episode, unironically. I don't agree that it's Home Alone. I think if you're going to compare any TNG episode to Home Alone, it's got to be Starship Mine.
Yeah, I was just thinking
You've even got the lobby episode with like Ellis, where like Hutch is Ellis, and he's like, "John, they're gonna kill me," and then meanwhile on the Enterprise, Picard is doing the McClain bit. I think Die Hard, like Picard with the crossbow, which you've been going for a while now. I think that'd be a perfect pick for a Christmas adjacent.
You could also have Tuvok, not Tuvok in it as well. Human Tuvok. Or whatever that
There's like 3 not Tuvoks you can have. You can have Enterprise B crewman as well.
Definitely. So, along the lines of Prince Bashir, who is very much Game of Thrones orientated, we could have Scrooge Picard. Patrick Stewart, a well-known thespian of the Shakespearean arts, definitely starting this adaptation of Scrooge, and that would be quite cool. I mean, there's got to be at some point that Jean-Luc Picard would have gone into the holodeck and reenacted Scrooge with Data. It absolutely has to have happened. So the regalia that he wears with the big top hat would be a fantastic
I feel like this is a total shot in the dark. You know how he's reserved around his crew. He doesn't want to look like, "Stop me from making an ass of myself in front of children," as he says. I feel like Data is the safe pick. Because if he goes into the holodeck with Data, he can be as goofy as he wants. And if he orders him not to tell anyone, he can't tell anyone, you know.
That's where he came up with that French accent.
He can confide in Data like no one else. So I think those two probably did have some holodeck adventures off screen.
You've just reminded me of possibly one of my favorite Picard and Data moments, which is when Picard is painting and Data gives his critique of his painting. And it's... Yeah, Brent Spine is doing that.
I love the I love the people that
he has to
edited
work
that.
out how not to eviscerate him, and then he just does it anyway. Oh, it's so good.
Have you seen the versions of that where they've edited it to change what Picard has been painting, and he sort of looks over, and there's like something quite graphic on this.
It's a horse playing a saxophone.
That's a good one.
It's so good.
No, I'd love to go with Scrooge Data. We could have proper Ebenezer
Picard.
You know,
I like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I do have to say, I was just thinking about this the other day. It's been forever since we've had originals crew. We had Assimilated Troy was the last one. Or we had maybe one other.
Wow.
We've had like 2 in the last 2 years. I think once they added the collection, they slowed way down on it. I want more originals. I mean, some non-canon crew, some made-up crew, like had a little flavor.
Assimilated Worf.
Okay, cool your jets. You got the crew you wanted.
So who remembers?
Maintain my brand.
Who remembers that episode where the crew of the Voyager activated the view screen and they found themselves inside a Christmas bauble?
That was in fact Death Wish, where Quinn comes from. They're trying to hide from Q, and they
inside a Hallmark ornament. Yeah.
Yeah, and then at one point Quinn removes all the men from the ship. Oh, I love that part. John Delancey Q shows up and he goes, "Say, is this a ship of the Valkyries, or have you human women finally done away with your men altogether?"
Yeah,
that's so good.
See, I remember when people watched Voyager, I've been told this, they didn't like that they brought Q back because they felt like his relationship with Janeway was derivative and it wasn't as interesting as with Picard because it was more of a flirtatious type thing. I disagree. I really like Q and Janeway because she has no time for his garbage, and like, yeah, he tries to flirt with her, but it absolutely does not land. And Delancey and Mulgrew have amazing chemistry. Like, I could watch those two fight back each other all the time.
Actually, I feel like she's a good Goldilocks because you have Picard, who was just his top choice, easy to pick on, easy to goad, and he followed him through the whole series. Then you have Pugilist Q, where Cisco took zero shit and he punched him in the face, And then you have Janeway, who, while she stayed on course for part of it, he does tempt her. He brings him back to Earth and says, you could have this if you let us take Quinn back to the Continuum. I think he brings her puppies at some point in a future episode.
He does, yeah.
He gives her
as
a
a
dog,
gift.
and then Miss Q is there.
Yeah. So she's sort of in the middle, where he did make a few inroads with her, but ultimately she was steely determined captain.
Speaking of the Q and the Grey moment that I love the most is when they finally get to the end, and Q and Miss Q, they end up touching fingers, and then she just turns around and goes, "That was it." That was all.
I was good, wasn't I?
when me and my partner were watching that, we were watching it and they were touching fingers, and then Janeway is in the back going, "Whoa, whoa!" Like she's like craning to have a look, and it's like, "What do you think is gonna happen, Kate? Like, what do you think is gonna happen? They just touch fingers," and she's like, "Oh, that was it." And it's like, "Did you want them to have graphic sex on screen?"
Little did you know.
Okay, Death Wish. And I say this about thousands of episodes. Death Wish is one of my favorite Voyager episodes, favorite Trek episodes, not just because of the ethical dilemma. Fine, that's great. That's classic Trek. But we get to see a lot of the Q Continuum. And it's one of those things that's shrouded in mystery. There's a lot of threads and a lot of shows where they leave you hanging and you have to fill in the blanks. And this was probably the biggest chunk of Q-related stuff we got in any episode. Like they went to the Continuum, they talked about it, they talked about their struggle as a species and not just an omnipotent race.
That scene where they go to and it's just like a gas station in the middle of nowhere, and then you
The
go to the books
metaphor.
and it's like the entirety of history, and like the clocks have all stopped and they don't have hands, and everyone's like reading about supernovas and like the end of time, and it's like, it's so absurd, but it also feels like, well, yeah, that's probably what it is like to be immortal and like omnipotent.
They're playing pinball with like actual worlds and universes bouncing around the pinball machines. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Now this is going to be a loose link, but this is an original series character. What about Helen Noel?
I don't follow.
No, Noel the first. She was the first. No, the Christmas party where her and Kirk cooked up Christmas. Noel. No. Okay, whatever. Moving on. No. Hello, Noel.
To be fair, I do think we have screenshots for every single Christmas adjacent thing in all of Trek. There's not a lot, so we went ahead and scooped them all up.
We had to reach some of these. But, she's not in the game yet. She's one of the sort of classic TOS, as you'd call it, auto bombshells. I think is a
weighing on that collection.
Yeah.
We have had a lot of great one-offs from TOS this year, T'Pring and Corby, and I think a lot of them have also been in events. So if you're a TOS fan, I think 2020 has been pretty good to you in terms of crew.
Definitely.
I'd definitely say so, yeah.
Dr. Anne Mulhall as well. There's been a few Venas out there. But yeah, no, Helen Noel.
Layla Halloumi. as we've
Layla
dubbed her.
Halloumi. Yes, the
And speaking of big reaches to the Christmas theme, who's up next? This is all you start.
Okay, here you go.
Okay, so yeah, we were like, oh man, there's not a lot of Christmas stuff in Star Trek because it's a very atheistic show. Like Roddenberry, even though he, like American white man who in like the 60s was like, no, I want this to be like an atheistic future where like even like barring Kirk's reference to we only have the one God type thing. There's not a lot of references to Christmas in Star Trek. So I thought, why not go a bit more lateral thinking? And my candidate for a Christmas crew was young Spock from Search for Spock, because he died, and in the third movie, he rose again.
Oh my god. You're so proud of yourself for that, aren't you? Are you happy?
I'm happy with that one. I'm really proud of that.
So moving on, we have one or two other scoops, loose links, and that would be the Christmas. Janeway is what episode is this? I think I wrote it down somewhere.
I think it's
called
called Survival Instinct, I believe it is.
Okay, yeah, Survival Instinct. I think it's the one where the 3 linked Borg come back and try to get 7 to fix their link together. Anyways, it's right at the beginning, and they're doing cultural exchange. They have a bunch of gifts. Janeway's in a ready room with a prehensile tree that's grabbing her, and Chakotay walks in and says it's like Christmas morning in here. So we had to include, if you get Christmas morning Janeway at some point, another crew who you might need the tree in the background to make the link.
We're all about the foliage this week.
Yeah, lush green foliage.
You mentioned prehensile tree, and honestly, like, you're gonna hate me for this, but you're the kind of people who would actually appreciate this. In Shades of Grey, when like the bits that aren't clip show footage, Data and Geordi are on the planet, and they have to find the plant that got Riker and like caused him to go into his fugue state, and like they had no budget. They had no budget at all. So they were like, in the script, it was like an animatronic plant attacks Data. No, the budget says that doesn't happen. So Brent Spiner has to go, oh, I'm being grabbed.
I know, he's shaking the plant trying to animate it. I mean, it's a clip show. You already knew they were working with negative budget at that point. Micro Hopper in chat rightfully points out that would be Easter Spock that rose again. So, folks, you can look forward to this joke being brought up in a few months again.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a twofer. Great. I'll have to make a note of that. Put it down my calendar.
Put it on the show notes. We can have that with White Rabbit as well. Mintark and Troy collecting.
Can't accuse us of not planning ahead.
No, you can't, even though we never do. Anyway, planning ahead. This is the Spooky Ghost. Oh, one of the name escapes me.
Jacob Marley.
That's the one, Jacob Marley.
From the episode where we get Scrooge Data. You're a bit of undigested beef. He's talking to him, replaying the.
You make me a spit of cheese.
Do we have any
He's putting on such a voice in that segment. I'm not sure why.
Do we have any otherworldly crew in the game yet? I don't think we do. I think they're mostly flesh
I was just going to think, I think Suspiria would be the closest to that because she's non-corporeal. She can move through bulkheads and everything.
Give him the ghost trait.
At least the art would be pretty cool.
I would like that weird alien ghost of Janeway's father from that, I think it's like season 2 or season 3 episode, like Admiral Janeway, where like he's the old man, and it's like it's unsure if is this like the darkest version of the afterlife ever, or is this just an alien pretending? Because this is really rough. If this is why, like that. Now that's the candidate for a ghost crew.
The new Ghost Mega coming next year at some point. I think that's all our Christmas cards this week.
I think we've more than met our quota for new crew.
We definitely have. So if we can see them all in a pack next week, Ben, that would be great. And just in time for Christmas. Look at that.
It's easy. Just throw some stats out there.
Yes, just chuck them in. That's what you do anyway. No, not really.
Sorry, Ben. We love you, really.
We throw shit. We like to throw shit. What shall we do next? Shall we go on to our... Or did you want to do some your thing, Auto, or shall we do the other thing? It's really hard to talk.
Why don't we do both things?
Let's do both things. You do your thing first. I think they're both yours.
They're both my things. Yeah, This is all audience participation
Oh, yes.
here on out. So if you guys have endured to this point, you will now shape the rest of the episode. I want to play a game of 20 questions. So if you guys haven't played that before, it's really easy. I'm going to give you a crew, and you have 20 questions to guess who it is. They have to be yes or no questions. So stuff like, do they have the command stat? Are they a super rare crew, etc., etc. So the first one I have picked in secret for you two to guess, and then the rest will have chat try to guess. So,
Okay, so
is it Chakotay?
Okay.
it's not Chakotay.
Had to go there.
That's one.
Okay. Do they have the med stat?
They do not.
Interesting.
Okay.
Hmm.
Damn.
Are they human or not?
They are human.
They are human. Okay.
That doesn't really narrow it down.
That narrows it down to about 1,000 crew. Don't take the whole time. We have chat jumping at the bit.
Are they inspiring?
They're not inspiring.
Okay.
Are they in a collection?
Right, these two jokers are taking so long. Chat, if you guys want to chime in too on this first one, you can do so.
I think chat's about 20 seconds behind, but yeah, we'll
no, that's fine. They are in a collection.
They are in a collection. Okay. Are they mirror?
Are they a diplomat?
Oh, okay.
They're not a diplomat.
Are they mirror?
They're not mirror. That is 7 of your 20 questions.
Oh shit! Yeah, we got a limit.
Are they male?
They are male.
Okay, that helps.
Yeah, Phil just asked in chat, is it male? So,
Are they a vanity crew?
They are not a vanity crew.
Okay.
That is 9
Damn
of 20.
Mm.
Okay, no name and namer asks, is it a 5-star? No, it is not. You have 10 questions remaining. Does it have command skill? Yes, he does.
Okay, he has some command skill.
I need to write this down. I forgot what the other questions were. Are they laden or unladen?
Is he a 4-star?
He's not a 4-star.
Oh,
it's not a 5-star or a 4-star.
Interesting. Okay, so 3-star, no med. Or 1 to 3-star.
Well,
no
1
med.
or 2 or 3-star potentially.
Are they from TNG? Yes, they are. That is 13 of your 20 questions.
Oh gosh.
A male collection crew from TNG, not 5-star or 4-star.
Are they a Geordie variant?
They are not a Geordie variant.
Damn it.
A male, not a Geordie.
Is it a Romulan plot, a ploy to start a war? That's a great question. I can have the court reporter read it back to you if you don't remember what you said. I know what I said, damn it.
Are they an innovator?
They are not an innovator. You have 5 questions.
Okay, let's start narrowing this down. Is it a Riker variant?
It is a Riker variant.
Okay.
4 questions remaining.
So, not questions. You've got Will Riker, Thomas Riker, Commander Riker, Jazz Musician Riker.
Is it Enterprise D Picard? No, you have 3 questions remaining. Chat is sandbagging. Sorry.
It's a Riker.
Real people.
You invited chat to the game.
So basically,
well, did,
okay. So we've got 4 Riker variants.
Are they in Starfleet? Yes, they are. You have 2
God.
questions remaining. You better ask.
This is the problem with 20 seconds behind us. Okay. So, is it... Okay, 2 questions. Is it a 2-star?
It is not a 2-star. You have 1 question remaining, and it better be asking the right questions.
Garrick just said
Plain Simple Garrick with number 20. Is he holding a musical instrument? Yes, he is.
Jazz Musician Riker.
Yes, with the 20th question, you got the crew correct. Congratulations, gentlemen.
I'm stressed.
That was hard. I completely forgot we had a limit on questions, so I was just like, is it Chakotay? Yeah, fuck it.
Okay, so we have a list of crew now. This is exclusive to chat, since we already know who they are. So, with a new crew in the hopper, chat, go ahead and ask us some questions to try to narrow down who the next mystery crew is.
All right, this is gonna be fun because
It'll
we're
be fun.
working on
Yes,
the
now,
yeah.
now we wait 30 seconds to give
Wait
them an
for
answer.
to pick up. Oh, hello. My cat's
Quick
come to visit.
vamp and then answer questions 20 times.
So what happens if you put a Christmas hat on your cat?
I don't know. Let's find out. We're a cat. She doesn't like it.
I'm shocked.
But she's still.
Usually cats are so friendly.
Aren't they just this one?
Yeah, usually cats love it when you try and dress them. Are
Okay,
they
question
alien?
number 1. Are they alien? No.
Med skill, I'm guessing, is that they have the med skill.
They do not have the med skill.
Okay, 2 questions down. Yeah, kitty.
Male, they are not male. By the way, if we pick Adira and someone asks, are they male, are they female, that's going to narrow it down quite a bit, so.
I have to apologise in advance if I didn't get the pronouns right.
I'm curious to see what the traits are going to be like for that one.
Okay.
5-star, yes, they are a 5-star crew.
They're doing it. If they beat us, if they get before 20, I'm going to be.
They're going to get in like 7 questions.
They've got no name, they've got an unfair advantage. That guy's genius.
Got the guy that can write an algorithm that sort of works it out.
Yeah, no, he just picks our brains from across the internet. That's the real advantage.
Little do you know, he put a chip in all of us.
So this is a non-alien without med skill, not male, and yes, a 5-star. In a collection, yes, they are in a collection.
I need to find out who this is. I haven't actually been. Okay. I don't know. She looks.
Should have been playing along with the chat.
Yeah,
should have been our chat proxy and asked a few questions.
Oh, I should have.
Now you've
You could have burnt up all that questions.
I
so
could have, like they did to us.
Damn it, Idol.
Oh, never mind. I'll let them play. So what we got so far? So they are
not alien. They don't have the med skill. They are not male. They are a 5-star crew, and they are in a collection.
Interesting.
I'm gonna have a quick check. So we have 33 people watching this now, and one of them is me because I've got this open so I can actually see the chat.
I feel like after I said bowel movement, we lost about 15 viewers. So
we've got some entirely new
next
viewers.
time
About that. Discovery.
They are not Discovery.
Not
crew.
Discovery.
That is 6 questions down.
They're being efficient. I'll give them that.
Yeah, they're making better progress than you two did.
And yet we got there in the end, so shut up. Love you.
Got there at number 21. Oh.
Does this crew have Eng? Yes, they do. Quite a lot of it, actually.
Now you're just giving them to. Don't give Ben the answers. He knows all the crew.
He's going to log in and remove Worf from your account if you don't behave.
Oh, God. Just rolls back my account. Where did all this dilation come from? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Pull again, quick. Timelines past. Here to teach you a lesson.
Yes. Did you, when you went to sleep, did you have that journey? Did you have the ghost of EV Suit Worf past, the ghost of EV Suit Worf present?
Yes, they have the Federation trait. That is 8 questions down. I feel like Ben might have access to our show notes at this point and know.
Well, that's a good point.
Oh, he does.
I think he's got the other ones. I've got a different set show notes.
Oh, no, yeah, he's got the question sheet. Okay, good. I was worried there. And in answer to your question, Idol, yes, I did dream about Worf, but he wasn't wearing an EV suit.
Are they a diplomat? No, they are not. Great question, Paul Need. Thank you for saving us.
Moving swiftly on.
9 down.
I'm not the one who wrote that note about assimilated talk about like dirty fan fiction. I'm not responsible for that one.
This was back when we could hyperlink stuff. There's this hilarious fan edit where Picard calls Wesley into his ready room and he goes, "What are you doing in such a filthy uniform?" It's from the episode where they're on their last mission together. It's funny. Janeway, that's not a question, it's more of a comment. I will assume you're asking, is it a Janeway? Yes, it is. That's 10 questions down.
Damn it. A 5-star Janeway? How many of them
there are so few of them, it's so hard to tell.
Narrows it down. With engineering?
They all have engineering.
Oh.
Is it Katrine? Yeah.
See, Name was doing it the efficient way. He's doing it with an algorithm. He totally is.
Yes.
Which, yes, no question, will remove the most possibilities.
He
I
has
think folks
access
ought
to
to know
all
by
that
now. I think we're just waiting for the leg to catch
someone
up.
to bite in.
Well, it's
tell
that
you what-
moment when like you're watching a quiz show and you know the answer while everyone's going,
Yay.
I think it's...
Hey,
Congratulations.
in under the wire.
Yeah.
Big McCoy is the first one there with Determined Janeway. Okay, I tell
See,
you what.
that counts as a win for us because he's technically a member of the show.
Mm-hmm.
We won.
I tell you what, to help pick things up a little bit, I'm going to pick a name that you two don't know yet.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, and then you guys will work in concert with Chad.
Okay.
Maybe that'll go a little bit quicker. All right, so I have the mystery crew picked out. You guys may begin at your convenience.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, is it a 5-star?
It is a 5-star.
Okay. Are they in a stat boosting collection?
They are.
Okay.
Don't wait for the chat. Answer me now.
Somewhere way across the universe, Colonel Worf is saying objection.
We need that Klingon judge, where they smack
Yes, the weird
the
metal
metal
hand,
ball
yeah.
and the sparks fly out.
Yes,
that would be
totally.
really cool.
I mean, for now, I've just got.
Tell me, what have I done to earn your disrespect?
Okay.
So we have a 5-star crew in a stat boosting collection.
Are they Klingon?
They are not Klingon. I have to think about that one. I don't know why.
Okay.
I was like, is this a case of disguise or
are they female?
They are female.
Oh well, it's all. Of course, he's picked a female crew.
I picked Riker first. Come on.
A notorious
the trombone was
womanizer.
pure coincidence. Don't ask Freud what that means.
I think what is it that Freud says to Data in Phantasms? Like, I think the telephone in your chest represents your sexual frustration with your mother.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's like, okay, thanks, Freud.
I do think they did a good job with cultural figures like Freud and Mark Twain, as eccentric as he is.
Had a ton of fun with it, yeah.
Stat boosting.
Okay, we have a female 5-star in a stat boosting collection, and they're not a Klingon. Come on, Chad. I know you can help these two nerds out.
Okay,
Are they Starfleet?
right.
They are not Starfleet.
Okay.
Do they have psi?
They have science, yes. That is 6 down.
Did you say that
Are
was
they from
not sci-fi?
TOS?
They are from TOS. Gazoo asks TNG. They are not from TNG. That is 7.
Oh, come on, that can't count.
That counts. 8 questions down.
No, this isn't my answer. This is me talking to stars. So, Dr. Anne Mulhall, is she in a stat boosting collection?
No, but
No,
what I'm
okay.
thinking is Miranda Jones is because she counts as a Vulcan.
True, but you did sway on the not Klingon part. You had to think about that.
But it's a 5-star. There's no Klingon females in TOS apart from Mara, who's a 3-star.
Are they Vulcan? Yes, they are.
Okay. Do you want to
That
ask
is
it or do
9
I?
questions down.
Are they a 2-skiller?
You already asked that. No, they're not
No.
a 2-skiller.
Oh, okay.
They're a
I thought I didn't
5-star
know.
crew. Oh wait, 2-skiller. I thought you meant 2 stars. No, they're not a 2-skill crew. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
That is 10 down, 10 to go.
Okay.
Were they played by Diana Muldaur?
They were played by
Okay.
Diana
I think we know who it is.
Miranda
right?
Jones.
Yeah.
Is it T'Pring? No, it's not. That's 12 questions down.
It's Miranda
And
Jones.
if you guys, yes,
Thank
it's Miranda
you.
Jones.
Stars are just
Thank you.
I almost said she's not a Vulcan because she's human, but they gave
She
her the
does have
Vulcan
the trait,
trait. So
yes. Yeah.
Miranda Jones.
Oh,
very good,
there we
gentlemen.
There we
Okay.
go. I'm happy. I'm pleased.
Have we had our fill, or do we want to do one more?
Let's do one more, and then we'll move on. That worked quite well.
Let's do one more for the chat because I think the chat were having good fun, and I feel like they deserve another one for themselves. We can be in on the joke.
Okay, let me find a good one here.
Because we picked out, like, just for clarity's sake, chat, we picked out like 6 names, and it's like we didn't realize quite how the time delay would translate out for this kind of game.
Yeah.
Okay. I have another crew. You may guess at your earliest convenience.
Are we involved in this one, or are we at advantage because we from the show?
I think the split, the crew and you two work, or the chat and you two work good together. So let's try that.
Okay. We'll vamp for a little bit because we'll let chat catch up for 30 seconds. So
yeah, because I felt like we were taking priority there, and I don't think that's fair. This is the chat.
What we got to think is who would auto pick.
The chat was way more efficient than you two, though. Ben just pulled up our show notes. He's like, all right, I know what questions to ask.
Okay, here we go.
All right, Big McLarge Shoes asks, is it a 5-star? Yes.
Okay.
Is it a Voyager crew? No.
Is it TNG?
It is TNG.
Okay.
So you like removing these traits via data core, or are you writing these down, or what?
Are they main cast?
I don't know. Is that like a designation in game? Can I answer that?
I would say so.
Okay.
Like, you know, like if you think about the TOS Bridge crew mega, that's totally
Okay,
Well,
okay.
if they
it's
would
not,
be-
it's not main cast.
Okay.
Georgiou asks, is it male? Yes, he is male.
When you say okay, so when you say main cast, I mean would they be featured on the credits in the intro? Let's say that's main cast.
No, and that is your 6th question.
That's
is
not
it
a
a plot?
question.
A ploy to start a war?
That wasn't a
You gotta be
question.
careful
That
with
was me
your
making an
questions.
observation. That was not a question.
Well,
son of a bitch.
observe more quietly next time, instead of using up your questions. Does he have psi? He does not have science.
Oh, so it's a heathen.
Yeah, so it's already asked. Try to
Oh, was
keep
it?
up.
Oh, I missed that one.
incredible. Do they have security?
They have security, yes.
Probably doesn't help because everyone has security.
No, that's SciSec, so.
Do they have command ep or sec?
Have they appeared in multiple TNG episodes?
Yes, they have.
They have, so it is a
Okay.
recurring.
Is it an O'Brien variant? It is not. Do they have
There are no
engineering?
TNG
They do
O'Briens,
not.
I don't think, are there?
That is 10 questions down. 10 to go. Is he from Enterprise? The show or the ship? No, this person is from TNG, not Enterprise. That is 11 questions down.
Okay, what if we rephrase that question and keep it, and that doesn't add one, and say, are they from the USS Enterprise? Are they
From
currently
the USS
Are they
Enterprise.
serving on the Enterprise?
Are they crew of the
Yeah.
Enterprise?
Yes.
Okay. This is a tough
It
one.
is 12 questions down, 8 to go.
Are there?
Fine.
Oh yeah.
So he's firing off Christmas fireworks back there. Is he a variant of Barclay? He is not.
Oh,
That's okay, Nifty Mittens. Every wrong question just makes it tougher for these two, and I like to watch them squirm. So.
it's not a Barclay. It's recurring, but it's got Psi and they're from the Enterprise. What?
I
No,
was
they do
thinking
not
originally
have
Wesley
Psi.
or Barclay, but it can't be either thing because they all have Psi.
Wesley's main cast, so
7
he's not
questions
really.
remaining.
Kind of is, kind of isn't.
I had to ramp it up after Miranda Jones. That was too easy.
Christ, this is tricky.
We talk about her sensor dress so often that,
I'm blind.
Completely blind.
7
so they're a
questions
5-star from TNG. They are male. They don't have Psi or Eng.
No, they do have Psi. Do have Psi.
They don't have Psi or
Oh, they
Eng,
don't have Psi.
security.
Yeah, okay, so it's just Sec.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you actually taking notes, or are you
yeah.
just like doodling
No,
down
I got
there?
notes. Look.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not helping, but it's
7 questions left.
They're not main cast. Okay.
but they are recurring, so they've been on more than one episode.
They've been on more than one episode, yes.
But it's male.
How well do you nerds know your Trek?
Not
Come
that
on,
well.
just start asking questions. You got 6 to burn before the one that really counts.
Wait, 6? Oh yeah, okay, right.
It's
Are they... No. Damn it!
Is it a Vic Fontaine
No!
variant?
That
No,
does
it's
not
not.
count! I disavow that question!
Thank you, Gazoo. Thank you.
I vote to have it stricken off the record.
Okay, okay.
You have 6 questions remaining.
Christ. Are they wearing... No.
You know, you guys haven't actually asked a question
Are
in
they
about 3
Starfleet?
minutes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
They are Starfleet. You have
Yes.
5 questions remaining.
Okay. Are they wearing the uniform with a collar? Or the one without the collar? So we can tell what season it's
What do you mean?
Well, you get
like a season 1 that gold stripe, you mean?
You got the season 1 and 2 collars, which are just flat open neck, and get the season 3 onwards when they've got the actual raised collar part of the uniform.
They have a collar, yes.
They have
You have 4 questions remaining.
Plus. That does not help.
I'm really struggling here.
This is,
They're a 5-star.
This is going to be some bullshit.
So my wife is off camera now, trying to beckon the cat out from between my legs as she runs back and forth. Come on, 4 questions remaining. Make them count.
This is awful.
TNG, male, security, no science or eng. They have a collar. Great question. They've appeared in more than 1 episode.
Yeah.
This is a carding game? No, that's not a question. That's not a carding. That's not a question. That was an observation.
Oh, you caught yourself just in time. Is it a Q variant? It is not. You have 3 questions remaining.
Oh, I'm stumped here. This is tricky.
That's a good question.
Big says, I feel like he may have had an epiphany. We'll find out in a second. Oh, no, I guess not. All right, 3 questions left. Come on now. Make them quick. We have another segment to go before we sign off.
Are they crew from this year?
Well, now I gotta check.
So you have still the time for us to think. That implies no, because you don't remember off the top of your head.
2020 has been a very long year. I don't think that can tell you
fair.
anything.
Fair.
They are not a crew from this year. You have, 2 questions remaining.
This is tough.
This is
It
really
is
tough.
I'm looking forward to being on the other end and making some guesses next time we play this.
I bet you there's gonna be some bullshit where they're not actually from TNG. They're from like one of the movies or something.
All right, 2 questions. Come on, gentlemen.
It's a 5-star.
5-star TNG male.
With sec, not Q. I just can't
Not a
think of
Q.
any male
Appear in
Starfleets that
multiple
were
episodes.
recurring.
Did they serve as captain? Yes, they did. 1 question remaining.
Acting Captain Jellicoe.
Oh, chat bailed your ass out so bad. That is correct.
That's a
Acting
good
Captain
question.
Jellicoe.
Yeah, okay.
Damn it.
Avram Tillman in chat. You have saved these 2 clowns and ventured it with a great question.
I would say
Acting Captain
recurring is a
Jellicoe.
stretch there.
He was in a 2-parter episode. He was on more than 1 episode. And then when you ask, did he serve on the Enterprise?
Yeah,
Yes,
he
'cause
did,
He was
yeah,
the
yeah.
acting captain. So
That was a good one. That was very good.
I think Avram Tillman has just questioned his way into the Timelines Hall of Fame. That was
definitely
quite a clutch
saved the day at
question.
the last minute there. All right.
Okay.
Last bit for tonight.
Stressful.
Very stressful. Last bit for tonight. Shall we do one of our famous challenges, but this time it'll be a Christmas one. And we are going to be asking, what is the quintessential Christmas movie? Home Alone, Die Hard, Frosty the Snowman, or A Charlie Brown Christmas? One of those I have watched. So chat, I'm going to post this to you. There's the first straw poll. Please start your votes. Home Alone versus
As
Die
Big points
Hard.
out, technically correct. It's the best kind of correct.
Yeah. Your quintessential Christmas movie, Home Alone or Die Hard. There,
Now,
I mean,
don't
predict
see the link in chat.
Oh, do you not?
Could that be because I logged in after you did?
Maybe. Do you want to try and post it?
Yeah, let me throw the straw poll up there.
I have to be the contrarian here and point out that my favorite Christmas movie isn't on this list because my favorite Christmas movie is The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah, tragic. And I wonder how long before someone comes and says
one of the
Die Hard is not.
classics in Great Britain, so I was told Frosty the Snowman is one of them.
I would have thought that are the Muppets not as big in America as they are in, I think, I thought that
Yeah,
aren't the
huge,
Muppets
yeah.
from America?
Did
you post it?
I think that's before my time.
Muppets are eternal, man.
I'm not seeing the straw poll either. Did you just post it?
Yeah,
What's going on there?
It's in chat. I
just
think we're having some issues with YouTube.
Oh, there we go. I've managed to post it through. So chat, yeah, go through and click on that and do some voting and see what you think. But I'm going to say,
observers have seen that votes are not being counted.
All right, so this is Home Alone v Die Hard, and I had to watch. I hadn't seen Die Hard before. I watched it 2 days ago. We were putting this together for the show.
Crazy.
Well, I'm not a big Bruce Willis guy. I feel like he's always smirking a little bit too much for me to enjoy
Honestly,
it much.
like I don't even regard that as a Bruce Willis movie. I regard that as an Alan Rickman movie. And Alexander wept, for he had no worlds left to conquer.
Can anyone chat that link actually went through? Because I'd say no one's voting yet. So unless everyone's just ignoring us, I'm pretty sure people usually vote with this.
They've abandoned us. After,
they have. I think they have.
After playing 80 questions.
Yeah.
Shoot the glass.
Yeah. No, I'm guessing.
Shoot the glass.
No votes. Nothing
let
from
us
chat.
know
I've
if you
never
guys
seen Home
have seen
Alone,
it.
to be fair. I think that I haven't seen Home Alone.
If you can see the link, let us know.
Home Alone's a classic. It's
we've gone way too many weeks without a technical issue.
Results not working. Just voted.
Oh, they voted, but the results aren't working. Hey, it's not our problem for a while.
Oh, good. Let me try and do a vote. I'll vote for Home
Nifty
Alone.
Mittens just voted, so maybe hit refresh and see if that fixes it.
Yeah. Just try to do it. No, it's just not coming through. Straw poll is broken. Fantastic.
See, now, ladies and gentlemen, that just means that you voted for the wrong option. If you voted for the right option, your vote would have been counted.
Yeah, that's true.
What is that episode of The Simpsons where like they go to press the at the election, they go to press the name and it like moves out of the way? All right, guys.
Okay,
nanoprobes have been detected.
They
Which
have.
one is Cisco?
The old-fashioned way. Put your votes in chat for Home Alone or Die Hard.
I've got to say,
And
it's
yes,
got to be
that
Home
means-
Alone.
Scream it into the chat void, please.
I like Die Hard, but it's got to be Home Alone. That is a more a Christmas focused movie than Die Hard is. Die Hard's a great movie, great action film, and yes, arguably is a Christmas film.
But it's all about the reunion of family and about like shooting guys. That's more. How can we more Christmas than that?
Well,
I do have to say, it's a good movie, but it's not. I want warm and fuzzies when I think Christmas.
you do,
movie,
don't you? You want
so-
something you can sit around with the kids and watch, not ho ho ho.
Are
Now
you
I have a
telling me
machine
you
gun.
don't feel warm and fuzzy when Alan Rickman lets go of the and you see the look on his face?
Yeah. The bad guy has died. The best kind. It's Home
The
Alone.
great green
Thank you,
screen.
chat.
Oh, I love it. It's good. It's good.
Thank you,
And
chat.
it ends with "Let it snow." Like, how could it couldn't be more festive if you wanted?
Okay, what
And
about?
what's the name of the police officer? His name's Al, I think. Like, he's great. He's great quality.
Al, yeah, and he's from. I know him from Family Matters, where he was the dad. He was a cop in that too. So
Okay, how about
He just has
see-
all those cop faces, you know.
How about Frosty the Snowman or A Charlie Brown Christmas? Neither of which I've seen, although I do have the Charlie Brown Christmas album by Vince, can't pronounce his last name, but it's a very good jazz album, very good jazz Christmas album.
No
the
Name
music
Neighbor says
alone.
it's a wonderful life, and that is actually a very good answer.
Yeah.
I had that on the list, but I thought maybe our demographic skews a little younger than that, so I took it off. But it is.
Well, isn't it played every Christmas because it's like free to put on like your network no matter who you are? Because it's outside the
Yep.
public domain now. So
Probably.
like everyone I think has seen, even I've seen it, and I don't traditionally like black and white movies.
It's
I
a
like
good old black and white. All right,
Yeah.
so Home Alone has won
Yeah,
round
gotta
one.
be.
We are on to Frosty the Snowman versus Charlie Brown Christmas. Charlie Brown for me is the music, like you said, is so good. It's yeah.
My cat's freaking out. Will you
That's
go
all I
on?
know from Charlie Brown. I also know, I think one of my favorite gags is what's her name? Like Susie, like the kid who has like the $5 stand where you can come up and like say about your problems and like confess, and she just gives you unhelpful advice. It's one of my favorite gags in the comic book.
Ooh, this is neck and neck. Charlie Brown is ahead by 1 vote.
Oof.
Maybe I'm also being like a contrarian here as well, but like I also preferred Calvin and Hobbes to Charlie Brown. I read tons of Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah.
Never.
Did
I
they
read
really?
I read Garfield. I'm the contrarian here.
Did they ever voice any Calvin and Hobbes stuff?
No, because Bill Watson doesn't allow anyone to do adaptation of his stuff because he wants it to remain pure, which I can respect.
Fair enough.
But it does have tons of Christmas panels where like they're like rocketing down the thing in their little cart and they're talking about Christmas and anti-establishmentarianism and the nature of mortality.
Okay, for the sake of time, Charlie Brown, we're calling it in his favor. So, folks, in the finale, you have Home Alone. And
Lucy! It wasn't Susie. I knew it was something else. Sorry.
Versus a Charlie Brown Christmas. Home Alone versus
Easy.
Charlie Brown Christmas.
Although I've not seen Charlie Brown, so. Will you leave me alone, cat? He's jumping off it.
So you know the soundtrack, but you haven't seen the movie.
Yes. Soundtrack's very good.
It's a good soundtrack.
It's a very good soundtrack.
Now I think we have to bring up that this is a very US-centric poll because if this would have been like a UK-centric one, the Snowman, the Raymond Briggs movie would have been on here because that.
I thought you meant Frosty the Snowman when you said that.
The Snowman and the Snowman and the Snow Dog.
It's an animated movie that has no dialogue.
Okay, I searched the top 100 list, and that was the Snowman on there. So
it's an animated classic from like the 80s, and it's about a kid who creates a snowman, and through the magic of Christmas or some bullshit, it comes alive, and he
That's actually in the description.
And then they have the only spoken words in the entire thing are the song that plays as they fly through the air to the North Pole. And then they have like a sledding race with other snowmen from all over the world and stuff like that. And they drive a plane. Fun.
Have you watched the Father Christmas though? It's got the snowman in that as well. They visit Father Christmas, and the film's about Father Christmas going off and
but I
giving all
did
his
watch the
presents
Snowman
out.
and the Snow Dog, which was depressing.
Yes, that was quite depressing actually.
But not as
It's about the
depressing
dead
as
dog, and I was like, oh wow, that's
for
deep.
Worf.
Yes.
Okay, that's a landslide. It looks like
Home Alone
in the US-centric poll, Home Alone is everybody's favorite.
Thanks for that.
So now your court-mandated homework, since we're off next week, is go pull up a copy of Home Alone and watch it and enjoy the holidays.
Indeed, that is.
You know, that's not a bad idea.
And as Auto mentioned, we are not here next week. We're having our Christmas break, and we're going to be thinking up some fresh new stuff for the new year. And we'll probably, I think, the episode after that, we're going to look back at all the crew we've seen over 20. Well, not all the crew, but a lot of the crew over 2020, and just sort of pick out some highlights and do a sort of best of the year, and sort of talk about that as we go off for our
spoilers. My favorite 2020 crew is Evie Sleep Wolf.
As we go, I'd like to recite a little poem to you all, as it is the season, and as it's going to be the last time we see you for a couple of weeks. But I found this on the internet by a guy called, or a woman, sorry, excuse the pronoun, called Rusty Soots, and this is "'Twas the night before Christmas, and 'twas the night before Christmas on the Enterprise D on a routine short hop to Starbase 303, with Data on duty in the captain's chair in hope that the Enterprise would soon be there, just for something to do while the other crew slept. He scanned where historical records were kept. With a blink of his eye and a cock of his head, intriguing, tomorrow is Christmas, he said. With no one was stirring, and he sought to find why, and so he buzzed Geordi, who woke with a sigh. Christmas? It's only an old holiday now. Just let me get back to sleep, okay? But it is to wish Merry Christmas not human to do, so Data wished it to the whole ship too. Everyone in the Enterprise woke from this clatter. Picard rushed to the bridge to see what was the matter. What is the meaning of this noise, Mr. Data? Sir, is it not Christmas? We'll discuss it later. And then Worf said, Captain, a Klingon bird of prey. Its hull has been damaged. It's uncloaking, sir. On screen, said Picard, as the Klingon ship hailed. Federation vessel, our life support has failed. A strange ship attacked us, inflicting the worst, though naturally, of course, we had fired on it first. The Klingons beamed over, and the senior staff met to try and determine the source of the threat. Said Picard, Mr. Data, an assignment for you. Give all these Klingons something to do. They think it's the Romulans we should look for. Get them all off the bridge before they start a war. So Data departed while the rest of the crew wondered, Romulans, Ferengi? If not them, then who? Said Worf, Sir, disturbance on holodeck 3. The entire bridge ran down there to see. Roared Picard, Mr. Data, what is the devil is this? Sir, I have taught the Klingons how to celebrate Christmas. And so there they were on holodecks 3, 4, and 5 with Synthahol singing and Rokeg blood high. Soon the Big E was rocking with holiday cheer. Friends and foe came from sectors both far and near. The Romulans showed up with some Romulan ale. The Ferengi bought goodies for free, not for sale. But a strange ship was coming, the captain was told, with one crew member only and a huge cargo hold. Said the Klingons, "It's the strange ship that fought us, attack!" And Picard said, "On Christmas, Mr. Worf, hold them back." And then as they watched the ship come into view, on screen came its captain, none other than Q. He wore a white beard and a suit of red. "Joyous Noel, mon Capitan," was what Santa Q said. "Tell those Klingons next time to not go so berserk. You know, if you need a good defense system in this line of work. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be warping away. Who else do you think could do this job all in one day?" "I'm sensing emotion," said Councillor Troy. "Peace in the galaxy, goodwill and joy." And they stood on the bridge and watched Q take flight, shouting, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all, good night."